Oh, hello, Trish the Gong Gardener. This video today is an extension of a video I did a week or two ago, and I need to show you how to water begonia leaf cuttings and water an established begonia, and also how to repot these after they're rooted and how to take care of them, and maybe talk a little on fertiliser. So these are, I added a few leaves from last week, but these are the cuttings from last week. So the way you water these is, before you put these leaf cuttings in the tray, and to learn how to do the leaf cuttings, go back to the first video of how to grow begonias from leaf cutting by Trish the Gong Gardener. So before you put your leaf cuttings in this tray, water the mixture well. So what I do to water after the leaves are in is I spray like that, and then I store it in one of these little propagation trays. So you just pop it in there, because begonias like humidity. Pop the lid on, put it somewhere in the shade, in a very, very warm spot. It's best to do the cuttings in the warmer season, so avoid winter if you live in a cold area especially. But if you've got a heat bed, you can put it on the heat bed with misting without the tray, so that works as well. So that's all you do, and you just keep it in here for a few weeks. A month later, you'll have little baby plants. So your little baby plants will look like this. So that's the original leaf. There, it's dying back, so that's normal. And then that's your little new shoots from there. So what you need to do is you need to pot this in a very, very small pot. So I've got this pot here, tiny. So what I pot in is, the mixture I use is equal amount of perlite, peat or cocoa peat, and I use also some bark. Now with the bark I pull out the biggest pieces, because this is a very small pot. You don't want a huge piece of bark in there, so you can save the bark for your bigger Rex and rhizome begonias. So that's what I use for these Rex types, these rhizome types and Rex. And what I use for these cane types, as you can see behind me, I just use the perlite, 50% perlite and potting mix. So that works really well. So the way you pot it up is just mix all that mixture, pop it in your pot, put this in the top. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then keep that moist, not totally saturated wet. Don't leave it in a tray of water, and keep it in a warm spot, a shaded spot for this one. And yeah, it'll grow. So once the roots on this plant absolutely fill this pot and this plant becomes about this big, that's when you repot it into the next size pot. So that'll take a while, depending on the season. If it's a warm season, it'll be shorter time than through winter, because you'll have to hold it through the winter to repot it in spring. So I usually, after you've got it to that size, I usually repot once a year, at the beginning of spring when it warms up. So yeah, they just get a once a year pot. So that's that part. And with watering, some people don't overhead water, but I do. I overhead water all my begonias, even Lasada, which is a fairy leaf one, and this one, page 13, which is a little bit furry but mostly smooth. But yeah, I overhead all of my begonias, overhead water, and they really love it. But what I do is I don't overhead water at the end of the day. I do it at the beginning of the day, and in winter, yeah, do it when it's warm. So I'll just show you how I do that. Yeah, just like that. I've had this plant inside, so it may be a bit dusty. Now if you want to see an extension, so I give it a really good water, a good soaking, but I wait till the plant's dried out to do this. So there's the Asada. It's a bit too hard on the Asada, but yeah, gentle. And wet all the mix in the pot. And then after that's completely dried out, repeat that. So if it's in the warm time of the year, I like to use a bit of liquid feed. So just put some liquid feed on, and you can do it on the foliage as well. Yeah, over the foliage, it likes it. Yeah, like I said, I've got an extension video on watering, and what I've used there is, I've used power feed, but yeah, any organic based liquid feed's good. And also during spring and autumn you can put in a control release fertiliser, you know, the little pellets that you buy in the little container. So yeah, so I hope this helps. Any questions, just place them below in the comments, and subscribe if you like my videos. Thank you.